All right, guys, we've got a couple of minutes here. We have a couple of things happening that I really can't believe are happening without more people taking notice of it. We just had confirmation that Jeff Bezos, you know who he is the mastermind, at least that they put into power behind Amazon. What's he doing? He's selling everything off. What's Microsoft doing? They're selling everything off. What's Nvidia doing? They are selling everything off. So why are these people selling all of their shares and building bunkers? Why are these propane companies that we're talking to, we've got our tank come out, they just came out and filled it up. Why are they saying that they can't get propane because the contract orders are getting so deep? Why is everybody not watching how bad things are getting? Why are our family members not taking this seriously, or the people around our workplaces not taking this seriously? I think normalization has a lot to say about it, and we talked with a couple of psychologists who that's their field now, and they say this is just what happens in a critical event. A lot of people are going to deny that it even exists. They compared it to the stages of grief where you have anger and denial, finally acceptance. So maybe we in this community finally got past that, and we are to the acceptance phase, that they have delivered us a shite sandwich and we're just choosing to put our own condiments on it from our pantry. Well, hey everyone, we've got a couple of minutes for a live chat. I wanted to get one done yesterday because I went to the dealership to get a couple of things done on the truck before this all falls apart. We see it falling apart economically, socially. I don't know what's going to happen come November, but what I do know is that it's about to hit a crescendo. And if you like classical music, or you watched Little Einstein with your kids, you know that a crescendo is kind of the highest point of the game. A lot of people are saying the election period this year is going to be one that is absolutely maddening. And yeah, it is. What's happening? So we have Jeff Bezos selling off his shares of Amazon. We have Microsoft, Bill Gates selling off shares. We have all these companies divesting, getting away from their investment into their own companies because they know that they have really pushed this till they can't push it anymore. Marianne Bradford says, Brad, how long do you think we have? I'm an on-the-road driver. I appreciate you getting the supplies that we need to the things, to the places that we purchase them in this great world of corrupt capitalism. But I do appreciate what you do. That's a lot of hard work, and there's a lot of weight on your shoulder for getting those items to and from. How long do we have? 5 years ago, you would have looked at the events of today and you would have been like, there's no way we even make it a month or two in that sort of event. And right now you can tell that we're just normalizing it and making it, kind of our part of our day to day. So how long do we have till trucking companies start laying off even more people? Not long. It's happening right now. We're seeing the reports. How long do we have until, everyone starts having a harder time economically? Not long. We are already there. How long until the cops stop showing up or the crime increases? Guys, we are there. We're there right now. This is an SHTF. It's just not one of, the Rambo imaginaries where, you go outside and you just start blasting anyone who even looks in the direction of your compound. No, this is a third world SHTF. We're all going to die eventually. Yeah, that's true, but we're working here on, keeping things, good on a day-to-day basis and making sure that everyone knows we do have a chance here, because through prepping, you've got a chance. Black screen, just hit refresh and see if that helps you out there. How will this affect the economy? Well, guys, when you see, hey, Jordan, how you doing there? So when you see Jeff Bezos sell off his stock, and you see Bill Gates get out, and you see Elon Musk make some big moves, and you see this movement by companies into artificial intelligence, that is when you know that that next shoe is coming. That next shoe is about to drop in the economy. And if COVID was the first shoe to drop, then this next one that drops is going. Think about how your economic situation is right now from just before COVID happened. For most of our country, for me included, you're down about 60 to 70%. Our photography business, basically non-existent. Some of the other things that we have done for money, basically non-existent. If you weren't already hugely established, you ran out of money in that regard. So if that was the first shoe, if COVID was the first one, and this is the second one, then think of where you're going to be, in the next, 6 months, 7 months. How are you going to, suffer through the hardships. A lot of people we're talking to, guys, and I'm talking about good people who had good standing jobs. I haven't talked to Nate today. Did anything happen over at Canadian Prepper? So a lot of people who have good, outstanding jobs, they can't put food on the table. Guys, that's scary. That is scary in this country that we used to say is the great America that everybody respects around our world, or everybody takes a little bit of, concern when they try to talk, bad about us. That's scary that we have nurses out here who can't put food on the table, that we have, people who can't afford to get their kids to the doctor, can't keep the car up and running. People are ignoring history. Guys, that's right. We had three things happen. You have an economic catastrophe, a pandemic, and war. And those three witches, those three sisters, whatever you want to call it, those three evil spirits, they always come and bite us in the ass over and over again in our world. And nobody even, the next time it comes around, no one even pays attention. Why? How do these people not pay attention that these three sisters always come at the same time? Economic crisis. You see my beautiful wife out there going to feed the chickens. Economic crisis, global pandemic or biological event, whether it was the plague or the 1918 pandemic or COVID, and then World War. How do people not get it? But we've got a little bit of time. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anyone saying, okay, well, I got to go max out my cards. I got to do this. No, but I'm thinking about next month. What is next month going to bring? And what do I need to do? Somebody said my eBay business down 90% over the last 3 years. Yeah, from thousands per month that you're bringing in down to 500 a month. That's tracks, guys. That's tracking all the way across our economy. Hey, Kelly, just finished feeding our birds. Jen, do you feed your birds scraps? Kelly was walking over scraps because anything except chicken that we don't eat goes to the chickens. Well, where does our chicken go that we don't eat? The chicken goes to the cat, or the cats. We have one outside cat and one indoor cat. Do you have some eggs there you can show everyone, baby? Okay. She's going to bring some. These are our baby chicks over here behind me. We've got the big chicks, the laying hens over there, and then the baby ones. Yeah, bring me a baby. They'd like to see it. Bring me one of your cuties. And everything you do as a prepper, you've got to start thinking about, is it really worth it to have chicks? Well, for me, it's worth it in two ways. One, if the supply chain goes to garbage even more, I'll still have a source of protein. And chickens are one of those things that is like the magic that Earth gave us, the magic that the good spirits gave us. We have the full circle source of meat, where all we have to do is feed that chicken, or just let it free range, really, just let it roam, and then you get the eggs from it. So when you get your chickens, you got to train them to go out of their cage, go back in their cage at night so they're safe. Just got in what's breaking or happening. So Jeff Bezos selling off billions and billions worth of stock. Microsoft's huge stock sell-off. Nvidia, huge stock sell-off. All these different companies right now are getting rid of their stocks because they see the crash coming. And when the rich guys are starting to jump ship, that's when you and I have to take notice, us little guys. Because if you're not a multimillionaire, you're one of the little guys. Let's just face it. We're not on their same totem pole. We're not even made from the same wood that they are made from. She decided to bring two chicks over.
Well, because I brought the babies. And then I brought one of the silkies because they're too fun to not show there.
So Cal, can you tell me about these chicks?
Well, this one is the buff Brahma. This is about, I think they're like 2 months old now.
Okay.
Maybe going on 3.
Okay.
These are good layers, good heat, good cold. And they're going to be kind of our free range chickens once they're bigger.
This funky headed chicken over here, why do we have that one?
Because she is a great brooder. We hatched her, and she's about 6 months old now, probably.
Maybe 5. Yeah.
Maybe 5. So she's not laying or anything yet, but she's going to be a great brooder. And they're fun.
Watching, those are what?
Silkies.
So the silkies, guys, they're not going to give you good eggs. Jordan says hi.
Hi. And they're not going to get much bigger than this either.
Yeah, they don't get very big. They don't give you good eggs. But what they will do is they will mama all these other chickens you've got. We've got my other chicken eater over here, but she doesn't eat the live chicks, just the leftover chickens.
She's a good girl.
Yeah, she is a good girl. Except we did find a rat in the cage yesterday, but it was smushed between chicken wire.
Yeah,
so
I think she couldn't get to it.
Yeah, Kelly says she couldn't get to it. So guys, Brahmas make good mamas, it says. Mazer High Point says. Hey everybody from Greece, Takis, or Takis, Rhode Island Reds. Yeah, we've done Rhode Island Reds. Those are kind of, to me, the starter chicken, like the homestead starter chicken. And so we kind of explored some of the other breeds. How many chicken clubs do you, chicken cubs? Do you mean chicken babies? How many babies we got, baby? How many babies?
In there?
Yeah.
We have 18 babies.
18 babies right now. And out of those 8,
We have 6 of the silkies.
and then 6 silky. So we'll have 18 layers that'll start laying by the end of the year this year. And then we have 6 silkies that are going to be coming in. And Sweetie Pie, our cat here, is trying to tempt me. And she's like, you know the cat tempt, right? Where they're like, hey, why don't you touch my stomach and see what happens, punk? Do you have a farm? Well, we're building one out, Epic Duck, and we're really trying. Now, guys, I'm not I'm not the kind of guy who's going to go $250,000 into debt, $500,000 into debt just to try and have a farm. I would rather work 1 acre of ground. Now we're blessed. We do have some acres that we spend a lot of time negotiating and getting here. But I'm not the kind of guy who's going to go $250,000, $500,000, $1 million, $2 million into debt just to be able to have what I call a farm. I'd rather take 1 acre and make use out of it and permaculture it. And I watch families in India get by with the things that in America we would be like, that's gross. And like in here, we've got a pallet for the chickens to sit on, and it's just 2 dog cages that we put together, and we put tarps over the top of it. This other one is I think that was supposed to be a coop, right?
It is a chicken coop.
Yeah, but we just reinforced it by putting tin at the bottom. Guys, they want to charge you like $6 grand for a chicken coop. They've lost their freaking minds.
Okay. So the bowl looks kind of messy because I just reused our scrap bowl that had
Coffee grounds.
some turmeric oil and things like that. Now, this is actually a lower egg day for us.
Yeah, because it rained all night.
It rained all night. It's been incredibly hot. They're a little moody. So we got 9 today.
Okay.
But
on average, how many eggs per chicken do you get per day? Like 0.9?
Well, yeah, we get an average of 13 to 15 eggs every day.
And you have how many chicks?
In there we have 23.
Okay, so that's like 0.8 eggs per chicken per day, which is a pretty good ratio. Do we grow tobacco? No, I don't have the fields for it. Maybe if I make the fields for it. Yeah, she's tempting me, Kelly. Maybe if I make the fields for it, then we will grow some tobacco. But right now I don't have the fields for it. But I'd like to, because it's a good dewormer, and it's a good. Where's the weed? Where's the weed? Guys, we got plenty of weeds. You want to know where the weeds at? I got weeds all over this place. They're just not the. Yeah, that's wild carrot. So that is a usable weed, but yeah, but it's just what's growing here. We live in Alabama. Alabama is part of the Bible Belt. And when I tell you that they're part of the Bible Belt, I mean that just around the roads that get us to a main road, there's like 4 to 6, maybe 35 different abandoned churches. Sometimes they'll have, one church service a month. This is the Bible Belt. So they're definitely 10 years behind the rest of the country on, saying that they were wrong about making something illegal. So if you were interested in that, you got to go to another state like Florida or California, Colorado. Baby chick cuteness overload. Well, yeah, they are sure cute, aren't they? How do you keep mosquitoes in check? So there's something interesting, guys. We grew up in the state of Florida, okay? Now, people before us in Florida, the people who were indigenous to Florida and the earliest settlers who put up with the nasty muck and grime in Florida, they learned something. When you're new to an area, and that's anywhere, outside your house, whatever it is, when you're new to outside of your house, you're gonna get beat by mosquitoes. And I mean beat your ace. They are going to take your blood, but then they get used to your smell and they don't come after you as much. And I was like, no, that couldn't happen. So I read this guy, Toch Brown. And if you want to read a good story about an old bootlegger, an old rum runner, read Toch, T-O-T-C-H. It's just a good story of his life. They would hunt raccoons and sell the skins. They do a lot of fishing. Great story about a man's life and how life used to be. Bro, you're in the microphone. How are you taking the internet with you? Well, luckily we do have cell service, and the microphone is just attached by a cord that goes down to my phone, so that hopefully you guys can hear me. And it's not all like like it would be if I was trying to talk through my regular phone. So the mosquitoes, did I have something on me? The mosquitoes will come after you right away, but they do get a little bit used to it. And then newcomers come in and they start getting taken care of. So how do you deal with it? Well, we do a lot of smudge fires. Smudge fires and smudge pots are an ancient way to keep bugs away, and basically you're making a smoke fire. You're getting the smoke all over you. Peter K, thank you so much. $20 super chat. As always, thanks, my man. Peter K is always encouraged us, far encouraged us to stay on lives longer. So do a lot of smudge pots. You know, Kelly, I'm thankful to have a wife who loves a Neanderthal man. And so she likes the smell of smoke on me and on us. And so you really got to just keep smoke all over you, and the mosquitoes are going to stay away. You also don't go out after rain, or don't go out right at the sundown. Then you're going to get tagged. All herbs are made for medicine. Absolutely, 100%. Even the ones that are in somewhat poisonous. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you advice. I'm not giving you any advice to do. But the ones that are sometimes poisonous to humans in large amounts are also poisonous to things like cancer in small amounts. And so definitely we had, have our fair share of herbs.
Just a little love.
Sweetie pie, giving Kelly a little leftover allergies. So somebody else asked, what's our gardening and farming plans here? We have some fig trees. Yeah, tell them about your fig trees.
We have 5 fig trees. This is the first time we have grown fig trees ourselves. We just put them in the ground. They have little fruit on them. And we're just trying to keep them going. We're trying to figure out how much they like the soil or not, because we put them just in the raw soil. But they have fruit already. They're supposed to get like 15 to 20 feet tall. So we have them kind of spread out, and we're talking about doing more fruit trees. We want to grow some potatoes. You can grow a massive amount of potatoes in a relatively small area. So we're trying to get started on that, get that garden area ready, get our chickens ready. They're still growing. We're trying to get them ready to free range. And
here's kind of our plan with chickens is we try to get one good laying year. We stretch that to 2, but by the time your chickens are 2 years old, their laying production stops. It's almost inefficient for the amount of feed you have to give them unless they're truly free range. So we try to have new baby chicks at the end of their first laying year. And then 6 months later, those baby chicks will be laying. So we're in North Alabama, the bottom edge of the Appalachian Trail. Doesn't inhaling smoke hurt your lungs and lead to lung issues? Everything is cancerous out there. If you had to choose between some smoke or like the smog of a heavy smog city, I'd choose the smoke and kind of see what happens. Feel like I know you all. Be safe. Yeah, this is a great community we have here. I'm proud that we have such a good community together.
Oh, it's amazing. We see the unfortunate negativity in a lot of other communities, not just in the prep, but just all, there's always trolls. There's always people that are just kind of like, just rude for no reason. But this has been like always an amazing community. Everyone is always cordial to each other. Everyone has amazing ideas that they bounce around. You guys are all just amazing.
Yeah. So definitely thankful for that.
Mm-hmm. Is land affordable there?
As affordable as it is anywhere right now.
Yeah.
If you're only buying 1 acre, you're going to be hard pressed to get it down below $5 grand. Mm-hmm. But 1 acre at $5 grand is still pretty darn cheap. But guys, we're coming up to 20 minutes. I just wanted to say, watch what's happening. We're watching Jeff Bezos. We're watching all these big guys, and they are making big moves. So even though we are not big guys making big moves, we have to do something. So I would see what you can do this week. Think about your own budget, your own plan. Can you get some extra ammunition? Can you stock your pantry? We're making 3 new first aid bags, and it's expensive. It's like $1 grand. But I'm talking about everything you need to plug up holes and put things back together and check on the heart and save lives when you need to. And then when I start to think, well, that's like $1 grand for 3 bags, so that's $300 a bag. Is it worth it? And then I'm like, well, that's barely even an ace bandage at the hospital.
Ace bandages, they're going to cost you, close to $100 or more for a simple ace bandage. And if something were to happen, you know, I would hate to look back and be like, why didn't I just spend, you know, that money on saving a life
saving
or
a life.
saving, even just helping, you know, recover from something.
Do we rent or own the propane tank? That's a good question. We choose not to rent anything.
Right.
So we got these cheap. The propane companies around here, they will they will let you get a tank for like $400.
Yep. And sometimes you can get lucky, and a lot of, not sometimes, usually most places they'll let you pay to, you know, they pay a rental fee, or let you pay it monthly is what I meant. But you pay it off, and they don't charge, at least the ones around here don't charge like a crazy amount for you to rent it. So we purchased that just because, you know, out here you don't want to have to get propane delivered every, you know, so often, and we use a lot of it. It's all we use. We cook with it, and you know, it's not heating time now, but we heat with it and all of that. So we definitely need it, and we definitely don't want to have to rely on getting it, you know, sooner.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us in this live. I hope that you will keep doing like what we are doing and watching these events. Podcast pastor, yeah, there aren't building codes in Alabama. You burn your house down, that's your fault. Your house blows down in the wind, sorry for your luck. And that's kind of the free land that I like, the free areas that I like. So love you guys very much. Keep watching Bezos. When they make moves, we have to make moves too. Yep. And just stay safe out there. From my family to you and yours, please just, you know, do what you can.
Yep.
Good
and
luck,
have
everyone.
Fun too.
And have fun.